course. Well, hello, everyone. It's so great to spend time with you today. I am currently the group advisor for tech and social impact for Grab. And I also am a private investor and also board director for a few humanitarian organizations. My work actually spans between the US and Asia. So just wonderful to be able to spend time with you here today. Well, this past year, looking at the title I have before you, more than ever, the terms ESG and social impact are uttered by almost everyone. Unfortunately, there's definitely some greenwashing going on, but there are also countless inspiring organizations that have really modeled what double bottom line businesses can really look like, which is to simultaneously produce financial outcome and social good. Now, I don't presume to have all the answers at all, but all I want to do today is to just share some stories of businesses that I've encountered over the past 15 years of my life on Wall Street, tech, VC, and humanitarian work that I think are companies that walk the talk. Next slide, please. So I am an active private investor. And very luckily, because of my Stanford alumni network, I've had the privilege to be included as a limited partner, which is another word for investor, in two outstanding venture capital funds, Goodwater Capital and Owl Ventures. Now, Goodwater is a consumer tech-focused VC, whereas Owl is the world's largest education tech-focused VC. Both funds have a strong mission to bring positive societal change via their venture capital investments. And they work very closely with CEOs of their startups to lead them into that destiny. So allow me to introduce you to three startups that I've gotten to know through Owl and Goodwater's investment in them. Next slide. Now, this company is called Lele Ketang. It's a China-based education company. Lele is an online education organization that was the first ever to make digitalized, structural, standardized, localized, internet-friendly K-12 content. They combine content with machine learning to make studying less painful for students. And all of us know, in Asia, it can be pretty brutal in terms of exams and memorization. And so this allows teaching to be more effective for teachers as well. Now, Lele's innovative full scenario study product, they call it, has been helping 30 million K-12 students to have equal access to best education. Can we play the clip quickly, please? 别的大家看啊，减去因数等于加进的数的什么？相反数。别说别写啊，一定要动嘴啊，调动起更多的脑细胞来投入到课堂当中啊。等于加进的数的相反数，那么 a 减 b 就等于什么呀 ？a 加负 b 减去 b 就相当于加。Now, believe it or not, the clip you just saw was shot from a third-tier village in the remote outskirts of China with very few qualified teachers. Currently, around 6,000 schools in China are using Lele's product that covers these lower tier student groups so that they can access high quality teaching content that is available to students in the best schools in Shanghai. All you need, as you can see in the clip, is a projector, a wall, a strong Wi-Fi. That's it. It's really incredible. Lele Ketang is the only online education model currently to be profitable for the past 3 years in the China market. Next slide, please. Now, this company is called Everlywell. Everlywell is an at-home health testing company and digital health platform. The company was founded in June 2015 by Julia Cheek in Dallas, Texas. Let's quickly play the clip.
Julia Cheek, CEO of Everlywell, welcome to Stanford and to the Industrialist Dilemma.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Tell us a little bit about the company and what the company is and the products that it delivers today.
Yes, so I am the founder and CEO of Everlywell. We're based in Austin. We have about 85 employees delivering about $50 million of sales a year at this point. The business is 4 years old, and we have hundreds of thousands of customers where we're changing their lives with lab testing. So I started the company to solve a really simple problem of creating a market for consumers to get access to a variety of lab tests. And that has really grown into 35 different lab tests across different categories like STIs, hormone testing, cardiovascular testing, and the ability to do it from home and have a guided online results experience that actually helps you solve your health problems. So we're changing lives every day, and our mission is really to be affordable and accessible for everyone in America, and to change how you view lab testing as part of your everyday health.
So what created the
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So Everlywell, by selling tests directly from company to consumers or through retailers, they are able to process the results through independent labs, right? And so they're challenging the status quo in an industry that is normally dominated by massive incumbents. In healthcare, I don't know if anyone in the audience is familiar with US healthcare, it can be just basically paralyzingly expensive without the right insurance. So they are really disrupting the healthcare industry. And their home collection kit actually was the only authorized COVID-19 home diagnostic last year in USA. So currently this company is named the third fastest growing company in Texas. And the founder envisions them to be able to turn profitable within the next 2 years. Next slide. Now, this app is called Citizen. They're currently the #1 public safety app in the US with a mission to make the world a safer place. Now, this app actually provides 911 alerts so that people can use their phone to keep themselves and the people they love safe. An example would be like they will alert you to evacuate a burning building, for example. There was a guy who almost died, and because of the alert saved his life, was able to escape. It can deter school buses, for example, from nearby terrorist attacks, which actually are pretty prominent in certain parts of the world. Some areas which there's kidnapping crimes and missing people, this app really helps track and alert. So during COVID-19, they also had the contact tracer, very much similar to the beautiful product we had in Singapore as well. And in June 2020, during the Black Lives Matter protests in US, Citizen apps surpassed Twitter, CNN, Fox News, New York Times, and every other news app on the Apple charts in popularity. So what makes this jump actually extraordinary is that most of these media apps are available worldwide, but Citizen actually only operates in just 18 US cities, but they are gaining that kind of traction. And this company's business model is they offer for free. There's no ads, so they are very pristine about the quality. However, they do have a premium subscription model where there's a safety agent that could actually walk with you home, so to speak, and to guide you and to alert if there's anything dangerous that happens to you. And people are able to use this app now for transparency, accountability, safety, and situational awareness. I just learned of a horrible news that a woman actually got eaten by a python in Indonesia yesterday, and it is shocking. But can you imagine if there are apps that alert you of dangerous situations, dangerous animals, or zones that you have to watch out for in islands in like Sulawesi in Indonesia? That would be life-changing and life-saving. Next slide, please. Now, finally, but not at the very least, is Grab, which I spend a lot of time with. From its founding 9 years ago, Grab has endeavored to use its business channels to create impact and change. I don't know if you guys know, but actually Grab's founders met when they took a class together called Business at the Base of the Pyramid while they were at Harvard Business School together. So Anthony Tan and Tan Hui-Ling, they've since then have founded Grab with a dual bottom line mission, first seeking to solve the safety problem in Malaysia. At that time, Malaysia was a very dangerous place to take a cab, especially for single women who are alone at night. And since then, Grab has added on delivery service, telemedicine, all kinds of financial services, creating the current leading super app. Now, let me zoom in a little bit on the mission of financial inclusion, because I personally am very passionate about it. GrabPay, which is a payment wallet, went online in January 2016. With financial services that were rolled out at that time, it was based on the needs of Grab's drivers. And at that time, many desperately needed an entry point into the formal banking system. A lot of them actually don't even have bank accounts, let alone know how to use a digital wallet. So the co-head of Grab Financial Group, Ruben Lai, he had to speak to multiple financial institutions to help these drivers to open bank accounts more easily, and also work with these institutions to try to provide loans for drivers to purchase a car. Most financial institutions at that time actually turned Ruben down until a finance company in Indonesia finally said yes. and then started creating scoring, collection, and disbursement products together with Grab Financial Group. And that became the genesis of Grab's lending business. From there on, Grab has partnered with more financial institutions to offer more essential financial services, such as insurance for drivers, and later on built-in lending, payments, and also retail wealth management now, in order to bring full suite accessibility to everyone. But the key here really is transparent pricing, which really is the opposite of what, for example, loan sharks do. And I think Singapore may have that problem, but is not a crippling problem. But if we travel to Philippines, Indonesia, many people can spend their whole lives paying down loan shark debts because they're not financially literate, and because they're constantly stuck in a rut of not being able to accumulate, grow wealth, and learn how to manage their money. So there is this massive middle population in Southeast Asia that is still underbanked. It's around 60%, which actually is quite shocking. And Grab is hoping to serve them and bring them into the visible digital and financial inclusion. The most important point I want to make here is that there is, everyone, a sweet spot where you can create social good while still commercially be able to make a profit and be sustainable. Now think about it. If you're a driver or merchant in Indonesia or Philippines or Vietnam, any of the countries, if you're constantly just store your money and salary under your bed as cash, you owe loan shark money because you're trying to, buy a motorbike or buy books for your kid, and you live paycheck to paycheck, you're probably not a very good customer or consumer. You don't have that much disposable income to spend and grow. And hence, the economic multiplier effect doesn't happen. For those of you who are economics majors or experts, you know how powerful each dollar spent to have multiplier effect is. So if we create this economy where even people who normally don't have a lot of disposable income can become customers of their own, they can buy cars, they can open more businesses, they can go out and go on vacation, they can go spend in restaurants. You create this wealth effect, multiplier effect that prospers everyone. And that is what Grab wants to see. And this sweet spot can lead to that if the pricing is transparent and sensible and takes into account the welfare of the people you're trying to serve. So I know that Grab is constantly looking to perfect this. By no means is Grab perfect, but the priority is to make sure that the drivers, merchants, delivery partners, customers can always find ways to save, invest, and grow their wealth. And this is really the core of the financial inclusion mission that Grab holds to. Next slide, please. Now, having told you a few inspiring stories of these companies' mission and social impact, it would actually mean little if they don't already succeed as well commercially. That is a very key thing to be profitable. So let the results speak for itself. For example, Everlywell, the healthcare company I talked about that develops at-home care tests, last year, they saw revenue growth to be 300% in 2020. And they became the #3 fastest growing company in Texas, looking at profitability within 2 years, which is amazing for a pretty intensive and lab intensive healthcare company. Owl Ventures and Goodwater Capital, the two venture capital firms I mentioned, they're both ranked as top quartile performing venture capital firms globally because of their stellar investment performance. So they're not just picking nice feel-good companies and not making returns. Their returns are stellar, incredible. You can Google them. I'm just so proud of the work that these guys have done. Lileketang, the China education company, their gross margin exceeds 80% for each product line and is the only online education model currently to be profitable for the past 3 years in China, as I mentioned. Citizen is currently the #1 public safety app in USA, and they have over 5 million active users with a clear path to profitability with their premium subscription model. And also, actually, their data is worth a lot of money too, and they're very careful with guarding their data. And so finally, too, of course, last but not least, Grab has become the leading super app in Southeast Asia and is able to represent Southeast Asia to go public in the world's largest SPAC merger to be listed later this year. And all these companies and funds are just getting started, guys. So it is possible for double bottom line fairy tale to become achievable reality. I have seen with my own eyes, and I haven't even been alive that long. So it really is achievable. Next slide, please. So what is stewardship? I love this quote. Leadership is not about being in charge. Leadership is about taking care of those in your charge. I think that if we subscribe to this philosophy, there's no way that we wouldn't want to create businesses that have double bottom line. I think all of you here today, you're all leaders in Southeast Asia. I applaud your leadership so far. And I really invite you to continue your good work by making sure your respective businesses embody this double bottom line spirit. In Southeast Asia today, we live in a region that has higher GDP growth than China, yet we still have around close to 400 million people who are underbanked. That is more than the population of the whole USA. We have a young population here in Southeast Asia, right, with around 3/5 of the region age under 30, they're tech savvy, they're hungry to consume, they're learning. We have massive growth accompanied with so many social gaps as well. So when better than now to embrace all of these opportunities and to create businesses that are profitable, yet deliver social impact? Let's do it. Let's all join this purpose-driven party. I am so confident that if we all have a clear plan and the right heart, we can do it. Next slide, please. It has been a privilege to spend the past 20 minutes with you. I'm spot on 11:20. I am super proud of myself. Pat on the back. Thank you very much.